Hello everyone. Welcome to Confessions Jury, where people put themselves on the spot, waiting for your judgment. Sit comfortably and listen carefully, as you're about to hear today's cases. You hold the hammer and you apply the law. Let us have your verdict down in the comments section. As always, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Let's head on to our first case. Case 1. Would I be the bad person for asking my wife to show me her phone after I got an email accusing her of cheating? I, am 47, have a comfortable and fulfilling life. I have a job I truly enjoy, I live in a nice suburb, and am blessed with 3 wonderful children, M8, F6, F4, and a lovely wife, Emily, 45. I've always felt Emily and I were an ideal match. However, a recent email I received has deeply unsettled me and planted a seed of doubt in my mind. Emily lived in the UK between 2010 and 2015, during which time she pursued a PhD. Because she lived there so long, she developed many close friendships and has made it a point to return every couple of years to maintain those ties. This past August, she traveled to the UK for 3 weeks to attend the wedding of one of her close friends. After some consideration, we agreed that it would be best for me and the children to remain at home, as I could not take that much time away from work, and the children were unlikely to find much enjoyment in such an event. Emily departed, returned as expected, and life returned to normal for us. Last week, I received an email on my work email address. It was supposedly from the wife of Emily's friend, I'll call him Jake, M44. According to this woman, she has a very strong reason to suspect that Jake and Emily engaged in an affair. She listed off her suspicions, noting Jake had picked Emily up from the airport, spent considerable time at her hotel, and how the two of them frequently went out to dinner alone. She even included pictures of my wife's earrings that she said she found in Jake's pockets when she was doing the laundry and pictures of a lipstick stain on his shirt. The color is one I recognize as something Emily often wears. There is some other evidence she listed off. For the sake of conciseness, I will not include them here. All this was a lot to absorb, and for a while, I thought it was some sort of joke, so I tried my best to ignore it, but it kept coming back into my mind. I remember that before her trip, my wife would talk to all her friends there. I don't know if this email is influencing my memory, but I think she probably spoke with Jake the most. Additionally, I know Emily never liked Jake's wife, though I can't say why. I've never pried into Emily's phone or social media accounts before, but I feel very tempted to now. However, I know I'd feel terrible if I looked and found nothing. Also, if I start acting suspicious, wouldn't she just delete everything out of fear of being found out? I am unsure of how to move forward and would welcome any guidance on handling this. The best I can currently come up with is asking to see her phone immediately after confronting her about it so as to not give her no time to delete anything, though part of me thinks this would upset her and potentially not even show anything. Would I be the bad person for telling my wife to show me her phone after I got an email accusing her of cheating? What do you guys think? Lay down your ruling in the comments section and let's move on to our next story. Case 2. Am I the bad person for laughing at my ex when he asked me to forgive his late child support? My ex, M62, now, and I, F64, now, got divorced with 1 infant child in 1987. His support until 1992 was $50 per month. He never paid this. He never worked for a paycheck, only for cash. In 1992, I went to increase his support to be what he would pay if he earned federal minimum wage. He never paid. Never saw my daughter after she turned 7 in 1993, no cards, calls, nothing. Which is good and left our family to be a family. Fast forward to 2004, my daughter is now 18 years old. I start to receive small child support deposits of $64 per week. I am shocked and dismayed but happy. A few weeks later I get a call from my ex, Shannon, saying isn't she 18 now? Tell them to stop taking the support. I laughed and said no, you will always owe the back amount, plus interest. I can't stop it. So he quits working. Then no word from him for years. Comes to 2021, I get a call from Shannon. Surprised by this, I ask why the hell he wants. He wants me to fill out a form to forgive his past support of $65,000 plus. He swore that he would then pay me directly $300 per MO until the balance is paid, 217 months. Now remember, he's been under a court order to pay me child support since September 1987 and has paid nothing. When it was taken from his pay, rather than work, he chose to quit his job. I found out through some online research that this was about the time that the AG of TX, where Shannon lived with his wife, had filed a lien against Shannon for the back child support amount. I had no clue this was done. So Shannon's wife doesn't want him to be on their single-wide deed because of the lien, so she divorces him. This is why he wants me to forgive his child support. He was losing his sugar mama. He's called 3 times since then, and just when I stop laughing, I get another call from him. Am I the bad person for laughing at him, in his old age, for not letting him off the hook for this $65,000 plus in back child support that I know I will never see a dime of? What do you guys think of this one? Let us know in the comments section, and let's move on to our next story. Case 3. Am I the bad person for refusing to go to my cousin's wedding after she slept with my ex? So, I'm 19F, really torn about this. I've got a cousin, let's call her C, 21F, who I used to be really close with, like basically sisters. Last year, I was in a pretty serious relationship with my now ex-boyfriend B. We'd been together almost 2 years, and honestly, I thought we were really solid. We were talking about moving in together, plans for the future, all that stuff. One day, though, I found out he was cheating on me, and the person he was cheating with was C. When I confronted him, he admitted everything. I was absolutely heartbroken and furious. He had all these reasons, like he and C just clicked and he couldn't help it. He even tried to make it sound like they were some sort of soulmates or something. When I found out, I immediately cut ties with both of them. I couldn't look at C the same way after that, and she never even really tried to apologize. I just stopped talking to her altogether. I didn't explain much to my family at the time, just that we broke up and I wanted some distance from C. Fast forward to now, and C and B are getting married. And here's the kicker: my family is expecting me to attend. She sent me this long message saying she wanted to clear the air and that they're in love and didn't mean to hurt me. She actually tried to justify what they did, like somehow their love is supposed to make me feel better about the betrayal. My family, especially my mom, keeps telling me I need to let it go and support my cousin because family is family. They say I'm being immature for not attending and that I'm holding a grudge, but honestly, I just feel like it's too much. They're asking me to sit there and smile while I watch 2 people who completely crushed me say their vows and celebrate. I told my mom I wouldn't go, and now she's telling me I'm selfish and that I'm going to cause a huge scene by not showing up. My aunt, C's mom, called me too, begging me to come because it would keep the peace. Apparently, some family members don't know the full story and think I'm just being petty or something, which makes me feel even worse. So now I'm stuck. Am I the bad person for not wanting to go? Can't wrap my head around that story. What do you think? Who is in the wrong there? Let us know down in the comments section, and let's move on to our last case. Case 4. Am I the bad person for refusing to babysit my neighbor's kids after their dad hit on me and exposing him to his wife? So, I, 19F, babysit for some extra cash. A couple months ago, I started sitting for my neighbor's kids, who I'll call Tom and Sarah. I've always been close with the kids, they're adorable and I like being there, so I thought it was a good setup. But one night, things got weird. They came home late, and Sarah had obviously had a few drinks. She went upstairs, and Tom stayed back to pay me. As he's handing me the money, he's like, "You've really grown up fast." He says it in this weird tone that made me uncomfortable, but I just laughed it off because, what else do you do? I didn't think much of it until a few days later. I was babysitting again, and Sarah left for an event, but Tom stayed back, saying he'd forgotten something. After the kids were asleep, He came over and started making weird comments about how we could have fun together. I was shocked, so I just stood up and told him I wasn't interested, and he's all like, "Relax, no need to overreact." But it felt wrong. I got this bad feeling, and so I made an excuse to leave as soon as Sarah got home. I wasn't sure if I should tell anyone, but I wanted to protect myself in case he tried anything like that again, so I recorded a conversation with him on my phone the next time he texted me. I just felt so creeped out. Sarah texted me a couple days later, asking if I could babysit again, saying they were in a pinch. I didn't want to do it, but when she noticed my hesitation, she asked if something was wrong. I felt like she deserved to know, so I told her everything. She went dead silent after that. Later that night, Tom blows up my phone with messages, calling me a liar and saying I was trying to mess up his life because he wasn't interested in me. I sent Sarah the recording to prove what I was saying was true, and she ended up confronting him. Now their relationship is in shambles, and he's telling people I'm just doing this for attention. It's a mess. I'm feeling a bit guilty because I didn't mean to ruin their family, but I also didn't feel right babysitting after what he said and did. Am I the bad person? You've sat down, you've listened. Now, it's time to state your ruling. What is it gonna be? Let us have it down in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more cases like these. In life, we may run, but we can never hide from true justice. Stay safe, everyone.